We're going to dive into the game, some of the top takeaways, some things that we may think may carry over into next season, Jay. But Patrick already hit the nail on the head, starting to stream off. He already said it, man. He said Mahomes on that GOAT trajectory, Jay. Patrick Mahomes. Let's talk about it, baby. I mean, Super Bowl champ again, JRich.
Yep.
Freaking again. Patrick Mahomes. Yes, sir. Air horn that. Patrick Mahomes did it again. My goodness, Jay. What do you want to, where do you even want to start? Because I just want to get right to it. I don't want to play around, no foreplay. You know what I'm saying? I just want to lay down and get straight to it. Let's get right to it. Here it is, Jay. I mean, it's right here on the screen. You got Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes through the first 7 years of their career. Here it is, Jay. Here it is right here. They both played 96 games, right? Quarterback record, 74 wins, 22 losses for Mahomes, 70 and 24 for Tom Brady. Completion percentage, I mean, there it is. Patrick Mahomes, 5 percentage points more. Passing yards, 28,000 to 21,000. Passing touchdowns, 219 to 147. Interceptions, fewer by Mahomes. I mean, everything is better from a statistical standpoint. Championships, they both had 3. Pro Bowls, Mahomes 6, Brady 3. All pros, Mahomes 3, Brady 1. AP MVPs, Mahomes 2, Brady 0 through the first 7 years of their career. And Super Bowl MVPs, Jay, 3 for Mahomes, 2 for Brady through their first 7 seasons. I mean, like, I don't think it's hyperbole to say if he were to quit playing today, he's a Hall of Famer. First ballot, Patrick Mahomes.
First ballot.
But that's low-hanging fruit, Jay. That's easy. I want to know, is he the best to ever do it right damn now?
Best to ever do it right now, we can't say that. We can't say that. He's the second winningest pairing, right? Mahomes and Andy Reid have the second most playoff wins in NFL history because now they are the only tandem behind Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and of course Brady has more on top of that. To say he's the GOAT right now, it's, you're projecting a bit. If you want to say that, I can't hate on you.
The moment? Are people prisoner of the moment if they say right now he's the best quarterback of all time?
I don't think so. I think it's just early, right? We know it's early. But you laid out the numbers, you laid out the stats. He's been to the AFC Championship game every single year as a starter. Like, that alone is absurd. That alone is absurd. What is this, 4 Super Bowls, 2 AFC Championship games where they lost? Like, absolutely absurd. And it's funny because, you look at the records that Belichick and Brady have, and then you look and see that Andy Reid just passed Peyton Manning in playoff wins. Peyton Manning. First ballot, Hall of Fame, Peyton Manning, right? Passed him already, 7 years into his career. Like, it's insane to think about that. One, this is 7 years into their career, but Mahomes really did it in 6 years. And he didn't play his first season, right? So you think about it from that perspective, like, yeah, Brady came in and all that stuff, but like Mahomes didn't play at all his first season either. So I think if you want to say he's the greatest of all time, I honestly can't hate on you. Different eras, so you can look at the stats and say, well, different eras, things will change a little bit, but what he's done is undeniable. What he's done is better than what Brady has done in his first few years. And while Brady is probably always going to be the GOAT, because I don't think Mahomes is getting 8 championships, he's right there. He's right there. He's going to go down as the second best quarterback of all time, and you should just pencil that in, write it in pen, whatever you want, because he's going to be there.
You said who's going to go down? Mahomes is going to go down the second best of all time?
At worst. At worst.
Right? I was going to say, make sure you put that qualifier there. At worst.
Yeah,
at worst. I mean, what he's been able to do in these past 2 seasons, Jay, what's so impressive is last year was supposed to be a rebuilding year. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And this year, even going into the playoffs, I mean, we've done multiple shows on Bleacher Report, and I don't know, Buffalo's a little bit better. I think Baltimore's a little better team. This isn't the same Kansas City Chiefs team. For whatever reason, we kept saying that this was not the same. And you know what? That's fair. They're not the same. They're better because Mahomes is better. He's seen everything. He's been there. And if we're being honest, the beginning part of that game, he didn't play, but it wasn't looking good offensively. I mean, they were discombobulated. He didn't look comfortable from the pocket during the first half. Brock Purdy looked more comfortable in the pocket in the first half, but we talked about this pre-show. What happened, Jay? They just let the Chiefs hang around. They just hung around and hung around and hung around. And it was like as a Cowboys fan, it felt like whenever like Aaron Rodgers gets the ball with like 58 seconds left and you're like, we're going to lose. Like it just doesn't, you just know you're going to lose. Second half, man, they turn it around. He finishes the game with, I think what's crazy, Jay, did you hear the scripted ominous stat or fact from the game that Mahomes finished with 333 passing yards? The address to Allegiant Stadium is 333 Mark Davis Way.
Probably Al Davis Way, right?
Whatever. Al Davis, Mark Davis. I'm just saying, Jay, a lot of people think there's some good script writers there, but you can't make that up. But the point is, Jay, we're looking at our generations, and it's crazy because Brady just played football, 2 years ago, of Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams. One of the Mount Rushmore. We did that episode a year or two ago, Mount Rushmore of sports athletes. I think we're looking at, they're already starting to get him a spot, right? They've got the stone, they got the thing, the easel or whatever, the chisel to get ready to start etching Mahomes' face and beautiful hair onto the side of Mount Rushmore because he will be there. He's one of three players with 3 Super Bowl championships, 3 Super Bowl MVPs up to this point in their career. I mean, it's just, what he's been able to do is phenomenal. And I think we need to sit back and appreciate this while it's here, while it lasts. And from a fantasy perspective, I mean, all I can say is what's it going to look like once they get some more competent weapons around them? We saw Justin Watson missing passes, Marquez Valdes-Scantling running backwards at points in time in the game, Sky Moore helmet on the sideline, that failed experiment. But this is a team that should only get better. And Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is on the trajectory to be the greatest of all time. I'm not going to put him there yet. I still think let's not forget that Tom Brady did win 7 of them things. Let's not forget he did win 7 of them. And when he left New England, his first damn season in Tampa Bay, he won 1 of them. First damn season out of New England in the grasp of Bill Belichick. So I'm with you. At worst, he's going to finish number 2 of all time, but I think Mahomes has probably got another 2 or 3 damn Super Bowls left in him. Incredible player. Jay, anything else you want to say about Mahomes before we dive into the rest of the show?
I think it's just crazy to think about, like, youngest defense in the league, probably only going to get better. As you mentioned, the pass catcher is going to get better. It just comes down to, Ray, is how long does Andy Reid stick around? And we can get into that conversation as well, but I think that may be one of the great equalizers for Mahomes because obviously phenomenal quarterback, but paired with such a phenomenal coach, clearly they are a match made in heaven. So when Reid and Kelsey decided to hang it up and Mahomes is still there, curious to see how that changes things. But Mahomes, obviously, like you said, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, one of 3 quarterbacks to ever do that with Joe Montana and Tom Brady. He's right there. He's headed the right direction. And I think overall, when you talk about GOATs, like, he's going to be there. And I'm curious because we're in an era where LeBron's going to retire soon and KD's going out the league. And like the NBA, in my opinion, is dying.
We've talked about this. We've talked about this, man.
The NBA is in a bad state. But when you talk about the NFL, you have Josh Allen, you have Patrick Mahomes, you have, Lamar Jackson, all these quarterbacks. And per Aaron Chatsworth, I don't know if you saw this, the most difficult path to the Super Bowl ever per DVOA. The 4 opponents they face. And when you really think about it, the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, one of the best defenses of all time statistically in the Baltimore Ravens, and then one of the best teams ever constructed in the San Francisco 49ers. Like, it truly is crazy. While the Dolphins were, a cupcake by the time they finally played them, still a great team. Obviously, the Bills were peaking at the right time, and they beat them. The Ravens were the best team in the NFL, and they beat them. And then the Niners were still a juggernaut out in the NFC, and they beat them as well. So pretty crazy to see what they did, and it really comes down to that defense, and at the end of the day, it's that bad man Mahomes.